The brand is damned. According to Young Republicans, the state of the GOP is dismal with a capital D. A new report from the College Republican National Committee picked apart what went wrong in the 2012 election and paints a picture of the party that, much like Bill's face, is ungodly and ugly. Politico reports that the study, based on extensive polling, ripped some Republicans for focusing too single-mindedly on making government smaller and lowering taxes. Other complaints include candidates' use of polarizing rhetoric and the party's efforts on outreach. And as for words that undecided voters associated with the party, quote, the responses were brutal, closed-minded, racist, rigid, old-fashioned, which oddly enough do not mirror the opinions of professors or activists on the campuses at all. Finally, let's take a look at some tape of liberal and conservative college roommates agreeing to disagree. I really missed out on the college life by not living in a dorm, because I would have had a guy like that we could hang out and do stuff with, and who knows where it would lead. Buck, a big surprise at what they found polling undergrads.
This is two things. This is the propaganda on campus seeping in a little bit, but that'll dissipate as soon as they actually start paying taxes. Then they'll be loud and proud GOP. They'll be like, I can't be Republican enough. And also, you know, really being a Republican, part of it is about striving, and they haven't seen that part yet. But really, eventually, they want to be in a place where they're fueling up their private jet, and all they care about is Jeeves making sure the champagne flows on time. They don't give a what anybody thinks about their conservativeness or their ascot.
Jonna? Yeah, I do. I agree. Jonna, you're a woman.
Yeah.
Did this report shed light on how Republicans can woo lady voters? Or is this just more, as Buck might say, some propaganda that just floats around on campus?
No, you know what it is? It's Hollywood. Republicans can't appeal to this younger crowd because, you know, Brad Pitt and Jay-Z aren't Republicans, and they cannot relate. They're too young and, dare I say, stupid. But I agree with you, Buck. Give them a little time. Get them out in the workforce, and they're going to change their little young,
Once they're waiting 7 months to get a tooth filling after Obamacare kicks in, they'll change their tune a little bit.
Exactly.
And it's funny because the young folks loved voting for Obama, but the poll now shows them in their what do you call it, ratio of happiness. I did it on the 5, and I've already forgotten it. But the fact that people are less happy now, and primarily among the young, because they're unemployed. I want to go to you, Bill. Go ahead and call them old and racist. Get it over with.
Well, but this isn't just undergrads, right? It's 18 to 29-year-olds.
They're still not making money at 29, though. That's the problem.
You obviously didn't see me at 29. I've compared to the bill now. I was sweating. But I'm seeing what's going on in this table, and I think that you guys are absolutely right to blame everyone else. I think if that keeps going for Republicans, you're smooth sailing. Smooth sailing.
Tom, is Bill right? Is there a reality check for Republicans? It can't just be it just can't be campus bias and just young stupidity.
Rayleigh once said that if you're not a liberal when you're young, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative when you're older, you have no brain. So that's where they are right now. And
why do you got to bring Israel into it?
Anyway, you know, the problem here is they have what kills me. The irony of this is that Democrats are awash in a tri-scandal right now. Yet it's the Republican Party that needs the makeover. I think that's funny. Second of all, there's just not any. The Republican Party does need to get its act together. They're too spread out. I went to a zoo recently, and in the endangered species section, they had a moderate Republican right next to a white sprinter, and it was shocking to me. Next to the spotted owl. So, remember when they did, Oldsmobile tried to rebrand and said this is not your father's Oldsmobile, and then went right out of business?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that
Well, you know, I think the thing is, once you try to cater to a specific demographic, the demographic hates you, and you see that in advertising when they advertise toward the young by being extreme or whatever.
They haven't had to feel the full fury of statism, though. That's the thing. When you're in a college campus, it's like everything's paid for. You got the meal plan. It's essentially socialism with a lot of beer. As soon as you get out into the real, that actually sounds like fun, or it sounds like sweet. It depends on how you look at it. Then you have beautiful blonde ladies. I'm actually selling myself.
I know. I think you've converted.
Yeah.
But the problem with catering to the flip side of that demographic is they're going to die soon.
Was that directed at who?
Anyone that's not in the first demo. Older people?
But
that's
biology. But it's like Doritos. It's like, you know, as these move on, other ones are being made. So everybody moves into this demo. But I think there's a little bit of truth on both sides. But most of the truth comes from me. All right. But I got to move on because you're yelling in my ear. Coming up, me flexing in the mirror.